Before we do get into anything in today's video, if you do want to get anything from the Chelsea Megastore, maybe the brand new third kit with Estêvão Willian on the back, the goal scorer from the Liverpool game, use the discount code GBFC10, check the QR code on the screen or the link in the description. Check it out if you want to, and let's get into the video. Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel. I'm in a lovely hotel room right now. I've gone for a little international break myself, and I'm absolutely loving it. International breaks, all right, they're usually horrible, treacherous times. If you're a football fan and a content creator, the September, October, November international breaks can feel like the biggest bore and chore known to man. But this one, off the back of Estêvão Willian's first goal in English football in the 96th minute, for the world champions to beat the English champions, I feel great about this. And I made a video off the back of losing to Brighton at Stamford Bridge. Remember that now, that 3-1 defeat feels like an eternity ago. Some people say, just papers over the cracks, it's a good win, but we're still in trouble. I'm looking at this as a massive turning point. Enzo Maresca, in the space of 1 week, not only did we see Maresca kind of admit to making some poor decisions, off the back of seeing us go down to 10 men, but we've ground out a victory in the Champions League against Jose Mourinho's Benfica, and we've built on that, galvanised everybody together, and then we have literally seen Enzo Maresca with a vintage Mourinho moment at the very end of the game, sprints down the touchline, celebrates with the players. I don't think I've watched back highlights from a game in as many different languages, on as many different channels, from as many different angles as I've seen that Estêvão Willian goal. It is such a massive goal, and I genuinely feel like this was the biggest goal in the Premier League that Chelsea have scored, maybe even under this new ownership. I know that you could say that there were other moments, other goals. You could even say Levi Colwill's goal against Forest, technically bigger. But what I feel like this goal from Estêvão means for Chelsea, I think it is almost even unquantifiable. We might go and get beaten by Nottingham Forest in the next game, and then it might make it all seem pointless. But I genuinely think my biggest question marks after that Brighton defeat were about how do we turn this around? Do we have it in us? We've got tons of injuries, and I think this is why the result is so great from Chelsea, because yes, Liverpool had lost 2 games in a row, but we were coming into this with such a long injury list. Yes, we beat Benfica, but did we play that well? Not really. We beat Lincoln. Did we play that well? Certainly no. That was by far the best performance of the season. And there's a few more different elements of the game that I want to talk about here, and I'm sure I could have made this video yesterday, but I'm like, nah, do you know what? We're just going to enjoy that, because Saturday night was an absolute whirlwind. And I'll be honest with you, I was just watching video after video after video. I think I've genuinely watched every review that could have been made of this game. I've listened to every pundit. I've seen every different highlight reel known to man, because the feeling that I got off the back of that result was huge. And I think internally at Chelsea, this one will mean a lot. Estêvão Willian, this kid, 18 years old, to officially announce himself on the Premier League stage. I said it in the build-up to this game all of last week on Shootout. Link in the description, by the way. Still content going out there with Eunice. I said that Estêvão is just a moment away from introducing himself and announcing himself to the world. He's that good of a player. And I think coming off the bench, I was looking at the substitutions thinking, Gittins is coming on, but where's Estêvão Willian? It was a triple change from Enzo Maresca. Estêvão scored the goal, created big moments as well as that. He could have scored another one. We had the Gittins shot that, after that Reece James scissor cutter across the floor, unbelievable. Gittins hits it, save from the keeper. Estêvão then with the rebound, basically, save again. He is just growing and growing in confidence. When he first came into Chelsea, the big question was going to be, is he going to be able to cope with the physicality of the Premier League? Is he going to be big enough to be able to have an impact? Or are we going to need some time to bleed him in? And as much as he started a few games, we obviously had the Man United 4th minute substitution, which would have felt like a bit of a setback for him. I'm sure he wanted to be at Old Trafford on the big stage, theatre of dreams and all that, prove himself and show what he can do. But now To score that goal, this is how you answer any questions about pressure. To arrive in the box, to anticipate that. It's a beautiful Chelsea goal, this. And it's not just the fact that Estêvão puts the ball in the back of the net. I want to talk about Lavia's involvement. I want to talk about the build-up right from the very back. This was a team goal that Chelsea scored to score this winner against Liverpool. But blimey, I've not been at this point of a season, at this stage, international break, first Monday of an international break, and I'm just absolutely buzzing. So much so that we could have done Chelsea news today. I've got a couple of tier list things planned for the international break, but I'm like, no, we need to revisit this Liverpool game because honestly, all of the content that's come out as a result of it, the noise at Stamford Bridge, let's talk about the atmosphere. I've spoken to a load of mates that were at the ground and they said genuinely, this is the best atmosphere, the best noise that they had heard at Stamford Bridge in years. Now, obviously, I was there at the start of the season. I went to the Crystal Palace game, but I don't get to go to the matches as much anymore. So I kind of take the word of people that go. And universally, I think a lot of people say Stamford Bridge struggles when it comes to the atmosphere. But blimey, in a moment like this, in a game like this, it's an iconic Stamford Bridge night. And I think when we look back on this, this could be the result that absolutely brings our season forward because it was all about confidence for me. And when Maresca was making defensive substitutions away at Old Trafford because we went down to 10 men, I'm questioning it. When we go down to 10 men against Brighton, see defensive substitutions. You can then see that reflected in the way that the players played. And on Saturday night, we didn't have any fear. Every single person, man for man, was amazing. We were going for it. As soon as the game felt as though it was going against us potentially, as soon as Gakpo equalises, it could have been very easy after Chelsea lose Badiashile, who was playing unbelievable, lose at Champong, who was playing fantastic as well. When you get those kind of injuries and you're like, what do we do about the centre-back position? Hato fits in. Reece James fits in. Chelsea were not reactive in the sense of inviting that pressure on, but we went for it. We took the game by the scruff of the neck and we went at Liverpool. And the difference that makes when Maresca's putting out the game plan that way, the players respond to it. Right, we believe we can go and win, so let's go and do it. And then that transmits itself and transcends beyond the fans too, right? Because when the fans can feel like Chelsea could go for it, could go and score a late winner, could try and win this game, everybody out there on the field started looking forwards. And I also want to mention a player who, if only this guy could stay fit and we can play him every single week, Romeo Lavia, okay? People, when you hear people around academy football, Cole Palmer, I think, has said that Lavia is one of the best players he's ever seen play. There's so many people that know the quality that Romeo Lavia has. Unfortunately for us, he's been plagued with injuries so far, but every single time, and I've said this a lot on GBFC, whenever Lavia plays, Chelsea looks so much better. The composure when it comes to him receiving the ball, and it's almost as if like players don't want to get close to him because he's just got this like shield around him that means he's not going to give it away. And as well as that, Liverpool, what Lavia did was bait the press. And when you've got Lavia just sat there holding in front of the defenders, that's when you can unlock Caicedo as that box-to-box midfielder. And it's no surprise to me, when Lavia comes on the pitch, I didn't think we were going to concede another goal. When we see this moving forward, if Lavia can stay fit, I don't know if it's going to be replacing Enzo Fernandez. I personally think all three of them should be out there on the field as much as possible. Now, obviously, when Palmer comes back, that puts some question marks potentially on Enzo. But I think when it comes to the balance of the Chelsea midfield, Lavia ticks all of the boxes. Lavia, Caicedo, absolutely unbelievable. And I think at the moment, the reason I'm so excited is because we got no Cole Palmer, which obviously is not exciting. But you've got Estêvão now turning up and being the guy. And I don't think you can underestimate, this is just the start for him. I've watched this goal countless times. The celebration, you can see how much it means to him. And you can just feel, I can feel personally that this kid is going to be a world-class superstar. and it's at our club. If that doesn't get you excited, I don't know what will. I also want to say massive credit to Achampong and Badiashile. I looked at this lineup and I'm like, oh, we're up against Liverpool. They've got Alexander Isak, they've got Mohamed Salah, who, by the way, the easiest way to bypass the Liverpool press, just loop the ball over Salah. He's not going to defend. He's not going to get back and do any work for the team. Chelsea did that superbly too. Achampong, so comfortable on the ball. Badiashile as that ball-playing centre-back, magnificent. Benoit Badiashile, when he first signed for Chelsea, that's the performances that we saw. That is what gave him that song about Todd Boehly going to France in a Lamborghini. He was magnificent. But unfortunately, for Chelsea, injuries. Both Achampong and Badiashile going off. I've seen the video where Badiashile does go off the field, and it doesn't look good. It kind of looks as though it's a recurrence of a previous injury too. And now today, we have seen that Reece James has pulled out of the England internationals, apparently because of an injury. Not entirely sure if it's precautionary or if he is actually injured, but how good was Reece James? Be it at right back with those flipping grass cutter passes all the way across to Jamie Gittins, or just filling into that centre back position. He can do so many different roles on the field. Malo Gusto too. I was calling for him not to play after watching him against Brighton and in the game against Lincoln. And since then, Malo Gusto, the last two games, been absolutely fantastic. So the main thing is that how it did feel as though we were about to go into this spiral. And we know what happens when we do that. But this year, 2025, what I've seen from Chelsea on the whole is that we do have the mentality now. We have got some spine. We have got some grit about us to actually understand when things aren't going well. Maresca's got the humility, the humbleness to come out and be like, yeah, you know what? I think I got that wrong. I'm still learning. People are like, oh yeah, still learning because he's a champion. Whatever, mate. Do you know what I mean? He's come in, and then all of the subs against Liverpool were bold. They influenced the game. They changed the game. The starting 11, very bold indeed. I'm looking at Malo Gusto as kind of like a right-sided number 10. What? But it worked. And it could have left massive questions to be asked. But when people talk about, are the players happy with Maresca? Do the players like playing for him and all of this stuff? When you see the different roles that are executed by some of these players that, yes, they're still quite young. Don't want to overdo that because it's been overdone. But a lot of these players are being asked to do different things purely because we're struggling for numbers in certain positions. But everybody, to a man, was executing, giving 100%, and most importantly, Chelsea went for it. And that is the main thing that I want to address here at the end of this video, because Chelsea Football Club, in the last few games prior to this Liverpool one, we were just giving up. We were throwing the towel in. We were caving under pressure, struggling with 10 men. Discipline was questionable, poor from Chelsea. But against Liverpool, the champions of England, we decided to take control of our own destiny. We decided we wanted to take control of our own season, push on and go for it. And I thought it was one of the best Premier League performances in years from this Chelsea team. So, thought I wanted to make this little video today because I wanted to relive this game. I wanted to talk about it more because it means so much. I can literally be here on my little holiday right now. We're just waiting to be able to get the keys to move into our new house. So we've gone for a little holiday and it was either going to be, oh great, got no football for flipping 12, 13 days until Nottingham Forest away. But now it's like, I'm buzzing. I'm absolutely buzzing to get Chelsea back. And look, so much to look forward to. Lavia being back in the team, huge, game changer. Caicedo, best DM in world football, hands down, no question from me. Estêvão Willian, the next world-class talent out of Brazil, and he's ours. What a moment for him. What a moment for Chelsea. Thank you guys for watching this video. As always, make sure if you do enjoy it, hit the like button. Subscribe if you are new. Check out Shootout as well. The links are in the description down below. We've got content going out over the international break. And I'll see you guys later.